Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. And in today's video we are going to be going over how to make a fully functional customizable AI inside of Python using two external modules. And if you don't know how to get the backend using Firebase and how to get your API using Hugging Face, I recommend going to see my previous video on how to make an AI in Python using these two key main components. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do in this video is actually import our modules needed. So first we're going to import our Firebase, which is going to connect to our main Firebase backend. And to install those modules, in case you don't already have them, all you need to do is open your command prompt if you're on Windows and open your terminal if you're on Mac and type in these commands. First you can start with this one, which is pip install Firebase 4. And that's to install the backend where our memory is going to be stored for our main AI. And this is our pip install Hugging Face Hub, which is our main AI client, and it's a necessary module for our AI to actually work. And make sure these are installed inside of your scripts folder inside of your Python file. So the next thing we're going to need to do is import our modules. First, we're going to start with importing our Firebase, which is our main backend. And all we need to do is type in import Firebase just like that. And the next thing we're going to need to do is import our Hugging Face Hub and type in from Hugging Face Hub import inference client. Just like this, you can copy these exact lines of code just as they are. So for those of you wondering what these two comments are, so essentially this is our model name and it's the AI model we are going to be using inside of this video. So you don't have to worry about these two. But this is our API that I'm going to personally be using for this video. And if you do not know how to create your own API keys, all you need to do is go to this website right here, huggingface.co/settings/tokens, and you will get your Hugging Face API for completely free. And if you need a tutorial on how to do that, you can go watch my previous video on how to make an AI in Python using the Hugging Face Hub API keys. And for those of you wondering what this is right here, this is our Firebase backend config. And as I said, you can go see how to do this in my previous video on how to make an AI, and I will leave a link to that video in the description. So essentially in this video, we're going to be going over how to personalize that very same AI. So the first thing we're going to need to do is actually initialize our Firebase backend. So to initialize it, we're going to need to type in an initialize function by typing in our data space name, by calling it Firebase. You can call it anything you want and set it equal to Firebase, which is our module. And we're going to use a function inside of Firebase called initialize app. So we type in Firebase.initialize app just like this, and in parameters we're going to type in config, and we are initializing our configurations right here. The next thing we're going to need to do is create our auth variable, which is for authentication, and set it equal to firebase.auth right here. So this auth variable is ought to authenticate our users inside of our Firebase database. Next, we're going to need to make our database variable, which is where our information is going to be stored, and we'll store it in DB. We'll call it DB and set DB to be equal to Firebase.database, just like this, and empty parentheses right there. Next, we're going to need our main client, which is our AI, and we'll set it to be client, and we'll set client to be equal to inference client right here, just like this. And in our first parameter, we're going to type the model name, which is qwen, and the model name is this exact statement right here. This is our model name, and we type in qwen/qwen right here, 2.5 and -7 capital letter B right there, dash instruct, and this is our name, model name. Next, we're going to need our token, which is our API key, and we'll set it equal to whatever your API you get from Hugging Face should be. And your APIs from Hugging Face should usually start with HF underscore, just like this. then you can copy it right here and it should be inside of quotation marks. Next, we're going to start dealing with the user input. And first, the user needs to choose whether they want to sign in or sign up. So we're going to set that equal to mode is equal to input, and option 1 will be sign in, and then our option 2 will be sign up, just like this. So the user is going to choose between option 1 and option 2. Next, we're going to use the user's email, which is what we're going to use for authentication, and email will be equal to what the user inputs as their email, and same thing for the password, which will be equal to the user's input for what their password is going to be. Just like this, we have our 3 starter input fields, which is the mode, whether the user will sign in, sign up, and the second one is the email, and the third one is the user's password. So next, we're going to need to create a try function, which is used in case we need to avoid any errors, and we're going to pass this code for now. Then the next thing we're going to need to do is make an exception. This is in case we get any error as E right here, and we will print out what error we got. So type in auth error. This is in case we have any login errors, just like this. And this is what we're going to type in. This can be anything you want it to be. You can just say print error made or anything, but this is the most specific way to do it. So we go back to our try function now, and the first thing we're going to need to do is make an if statement and set if mode is equal to 2, which should be in quotation marks, and this 2 is basically sign up right here. So if mode is equal to sign up, then we're going to create an account and type in auth.create user, just like this, with email and password. And inside the first parameter we type in email, and the second one we'll type in password, just like this. So here we have email and here we have password. So auth.create underscore user underscore with underscore email underscore and underscore password. Then we're going to type in print. We're going to type out if the account has been created or not. So we'll type in account created. This means it has been successfully created, just like that. So after this, we're going to go to user is equal to sign in. With the same process, email and password, just like this, we type it in with underscores in between each word, and the same parameters, email, comma, password, just like that. So when the user has selected sign up, it will create a user just like this, and here we need to type in auth.sign in with email and password, just like this. Then we're going to get our user's user ID by typing in our variable name user underscore ID and set it equal to user. Then in brackets and quotes, just like this, we type in local ID with a capital letter I, just like that. And for those of you that are confused in this stage of the video, I recommend going back into my previous video on how to make an AI in Python. Next, we're going to actually need to initialize our main backend, which is our cloud data. So to make our cloud data, we're going to need to set a variable name, cloud data, and set cloud data to be equal to db.child, just like this. Set to users.child again, and we'll set this to be user ID, and we'll set a .get.val variable, just like this. So for those of you that are confused, DB is our main database, which is Firebase database right here. So .child is basically us going into a specific folder, and we're going into the users folder right here. And specifically, we're going into the specific user IDs folder, this right here. And we're going to get the value of the information that's inside our cloud data. So we're going to set our history variable, which is where our information or chat history is going to be stored. And we'll set history to be equal to cloud data, just like this. If cloud data, else right here, and we're going to make brackets and curly brackets, Then we'll start quotes and we'll set role, which is the first thing we're going to make, and a full colon right here after role. In quotes, we're going to type in system. So the role of this AI is going to be the system, and comma, then we'll type in content in quotes, then a full colon, and we're going to make quotes, and this is how our AI is going to behave inside these quotes. So I'm going to leave this empty for now. We're going to leave it empty and we'll get back to it after we finish making our main AI. Then what we're going to need to do next after making our history is just type in connected to let the user know if the main thing is actually running. Just like this, connected right there. And this line of code is just to let the user know if the program is fully working. Next, we're going to make a while true loop for the user input, just like this. And we're going to make user input set equal to input, whatever the user wants. And we'll type in user right there. So this is our user input. Next, we're going to need to actually make an exit word by typing in if user input dot lower in. So these will be our exit words inside these brackets right here and quotes. First, I'll type in exit. The second word will be quit, and the third word will be buy. Then the main function will be break, just like this. So next we need to go back into our while true loop and make a function known as history.append, which means we are getting our history data. Then we'll add parentheses right here and curly brackets. Then the first quotes will have the role, and the role here will be the user because we are getting our user input. Then we'll add a comma here, and the content is going to be set to user underscore input right there. Next, after history.append, we're going to type our response and set response equal to client, which is our main AI, as you can see somewhere around here, right here. And we'll set client dot chat underscore completion right here, and a set of parentheses. So in the first parameter, we'll type in history. Second, we'll type in our max tokens, which I'll set to 500, and the last we'll set stream, which I'll set to false right here. So you can copy this exact line of code right here, and it should be exactly like this for the exact model. Then we'll type our answer, which is what our AI is going to output, and answer will be set equal to response, just like this, dot choices, and we'll pick choice 1 by using the number 0, which is choice 1 in Python, and we'll type in dot message dot content, just like that. Then we'll get our main message content. So we can just print our bot's answer by typing in bot, just like this, then add answer right there. Then just like that, we have printed our bot's answer. Next, we're going to need to back up our data to the back end by typing in history.append again right here, and same procedure. We'll start with role, but this time the role is going to be the assistant, and the content is going to be answer. And the final thing we're going to need to back it up is by typing in db.child in the users folder, as we did before, .child again, then user ID dot set, and we'll set it to our history, just like that. And just like this, we have fully made our functional AI. So I've been going a bit fast, so just to explain this while true loop, I'll type in this is the user input, and this is what the user is going to input for the AI to answer. Then this is the if statement. If user input dot lower in, these are our main keywords used to break our main statement. So if we type in exit, quit, or buy, our main program will stop running. Then history.append is basically the history of our chat data, and it will be updated into the back end of the main program. Then the response is the data from our AI, and the answer is our output from our AI. So our answer is basically our response, just formatted. Then this function is basically printing out our answer from our main AI, and this is getting our data from our AI's output. then this line of code is used to upload our data to the Google Firebase backend. Now, as I left this blank before, right here, our history, right here, our first history line, all you need to do is type in whatever you want your AI to behave like. And just to keep in mind, this is only for the first new accounts. If you've already created an account with a certain behavior, you cannot change it a second time. So just to clear you through this program, all you need to do is type in whatever you want the AI to behave like. So you can type in you are, let's say, this, and you are really smart, just like that. And this is the behavior of our AI. You can set it to be whatever you want as long as you want it to be. So all you need to do is run your code and make sure you have no errors in your code whatsoever. So I'm just going to quick run my code, and the first thing I will be prompted with is our mode input right here. So we choose between signing in or signing up. I'm going to create a new account because I'm a new user, and I'm going to use an email like michael123@gmail.com, just like that, and I'll import a password from 1 to 8 right there, and I should see that my account has been created right there. And my user, I'll type in whatever I want, and the AI should give me the correct response. And as I can see, I get an error bad request because I mistyped this right here. So I'm going to copy this statement, which is our model name, and I'm going to replace it right here and correct it right there. So now that I run my code a second time, I should choose login, which is sign in, and I'll choose michael123@gmail.com, and I'll pick a password from 1 till 8, and I should be able to log into my account. And I'll type in the same statement, hey, to my AI, and I still get a bad request because the model name has said not to exist. So a simple fix to this error. Okay, now to run our code with the fixed error, as you can see, I had a space here before. Now just to remove that space, and now to actually run my code, I should just go directly into signing in now and type in michael@gmail.com, and I'll type in my password all the way to 8, and I should see me logged in, and I'll type in hey, just like that, and let's see what response I get from my bot. And here, hey, it's so nice to see again what's new and exciting in your world today. And as you can see, it's acting as my best friend. So I can ask it, what are you to me, with a question mark, just like this, and let's see what I'm going to get. I am whatever you need me to be, whether it's someone to chat with, help with information, or just friendly presence. Okay, so next I'm going to exit, and first let's test its memory, and I'll type in my name is John, remember that, and I'll click OK. Let's see, and of course, John, it's nice to meet you, how can I help you today? So I'm going to click bye, I'm going to type in bye, and that's going to end it. And let's see if our backend memory actually works. So I'm going to run it again. I'm going to sign in as michael@gmail.com, just like that, and I'm going to go all the way to 8, and let's see what I'm going to get. And as you can see, this is our first login error, invalid email address, just like that. So I can run it again, and this time type a correct email address, just like this, and I'll type in michael@gmail.com, and let's go 128, just like that, and we should see our AI now running fully functional. So I'll type in hey and send it to the AI, and let's see what response I'm going to get. And you can see right there, hey John, it's great to see you again. So that means our AI is fully working in the back end as well. So I'll type in exit, and let's change the behavior of the AI from this, and let's say you are a popular TikTok star. Let's set it to that. You are a popular TikTok star and you are really smart. Let's see how our AI is going to behave with that statement within it. So what we're going to need to do is actually create a whole new different account, because we cannot use the same account for this because the data has already been uploaded. So click on sign up right there, and let's type a different email address. I'll type in john246@gmail.com right there, and password will be 128, and click OK right there. And as you can see, we get our account created, and we type in hey, and let's see what our AI is going to greet us with. So as you can see, hey, how can I help you? Do you have any fun ideas for a TikTok video, or just need some smart advice or something? So I'm here to help and entertain. So it is now focusing on being a popular TikTok star. So our AI can be anything you want it to be. All you need to do is change the content inside of the history variable within it. So we can ask it, how long has TikTok been there for? So it's both smart and a TikTok star. So you can ask it any questions. It's basically your AI, but with a TikTok personality. And you can see the app first launched in September 2016 in China, just like that. And you can read the whole thing. It can also write you essays and do anything you want. So it's basically like your personal AI inside of Python. And you can set it to be whatever you want. And that's going to be it for the basics of this video, and make sure to go through the basics in my other video, link in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.